So till now we have seen the basic things. Okay. So hereafter we are getting into all the interview concepts and everything. Okay. So Java is based on the OOPS concepts. Okay. Object oriented programming language. Like why we are talking about Java is a OOPS based, and what are the concepts? Even when we talk about Angular, we'll talk about OOPS concepts, whatever language. Why we say like Java is a platform independent, why prefer this OOPS concept? That is the reason we have multiple framework in place in Java. Okay, so these are the things. I mean, behind the scene, whatever we have seen, like you just understand classified bytecode JVM. That's all. Okay, maybe if you want to deep dive into it, go through that PPT. Otherwise, not required. So understand just classified bytecode. Hereafter, you have to understand each and every concept. Okay, with that only, I mean, in the entire framework, we'll be using all our coding and everything. Okay. So Java, we say it's a object-oriented programming or paradigm, okay? And the concepts like inheritance, data binding, polymorphism, etc. are there. Okay, we'll see one by one. So what does that inheritance means, right? For example, we did not come directly from heaven or anywhere, right? From our parents, from our mother and father only, we have been born, right? So we will be having some of their behaviors. For example, if your mom is so fair, right, or your father is having some behaviors, like they will be having a right hand writing behavior, or like the way the slang has been coming in, or like some of the features like how you walk, how you talk, all those things, it is coming from your genetics, right? So all this coming are from your parents or your ancestors, right? That is what we call it as a inheritance. Okay, not everything will come. Maybe some of the behaviors it will come to you, right? So that is called inheritance. What is data binding, right? So for example, I was talking about your house, right? So in your flat, in your living room, you'll be having your laptop or Wi-Fi or whatever, right? So that is there within your house only, not outside of your house. That is called your data binding. Okay. Polymorphism. What do you mean by polymorphism? Like one interface, multiple method, right? Like we'll see like how maybe like how we can. So for example, I want to check the balance of your account, right? I have written one method, but if it is a different bank, like for example, you have that account balance check for HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, okay? The method is not going to change, only the bank name is going to change, but the balance will be the same for any bank, okay? If it is like, for example, I'm talking about my account, right? So if I use ICICI or HDFC Bank, the account number I am going to pass, okay, that is dynamically is going to change, and I am going to get my balance, whether it is ICICI or HDFC. That is called polymorphism. We'll deep dive into it and then see like what is meant by polymorphism. All these concept. I'm just giving a high level hint. Okay, so what is a object-oriented program? Okay, so these things we'll see. That is what we call as it's a purely object-oriented language. Okay, so the popular languages which have been used are Java, C Sharp, PHP, Python, C++, etc. Okay, but when you're talking about enterprise design, we'll use Java only. When you're talking about your web application, we can talk about maybe Java, C Sharp, and PHP. Right? PHP nowadays very minimal, maybe 1 or 2% they are using it, and the .NET related framework they are using C Sharp. Okay, and the Python for machine language and everything they are using it, and C++ for system side oriented language. It is not for your web based application or whatever. Okay, so that is the reason we have only two flavors right now. Okay, Java or C Sharp for web based language. Even Python is there, but it is not used that much while comparing Java. Okay, so I can say like 70% of the people are using Java and 30% are using C Sharp and Python. Okay, so what are the different OOPS concepts are there? right? So these and all, I mean, this will be an interview question. Okay, what are the main OOPS concepts? So the OOPS concepts come from object. Okay, like for example, we are talking about object means a real world entity. It could be pen, chair, table, or you take about your employee. Employee object. Employee will have employee ID, employee name, employee salary, right? Address, personal details, and everything. Okay, so that is called an object. What is a class? I want to access an employee of Sophia, right? So employee Sophia, employee is my object. Employee Sophia is my, sorry, employee is my class. Employee Sophia is my object, right? So I want to access Sophia as an object. Okay, employee is a class. Employee Sophia is an object. I want to access her details. Right? That is what we call it as an object. Okay. For example, I am telling you like in a flat, right? How do I access a flat 101? Okay. If I have the key, okay, using that key, right? That is called object. Okay. Class is there 101. Okay. How do I access that 101? I need to have a key, right? Using that key, I will access 101. Without key, I cannot access 101 flat. Okay. Inheritance, I am going to acquire my parents, some of my parents' behavior or attribute or something, whether I will be a right hand or left hand writing person, or the way I can talk could be any language, or the way how I can talk, right? Everything will be there. And then polymorphism, how I am going to write, I mean, one program and then pass multiple attributes. Okay. Abstraction and encapsulation is kind of same concept where we are going to like we will not give the definition completely, we'll give an abstraction. For example, like I'm telling my friend, can you come, please come to my home. Okay, immediately I will not say like maybe he is coming from America or somewhere, right? I'll say like come to India. Okay, come to India and then Bangalore, and then we'll discuss about it. Okay, I'm not going to give my direction completely. Okay, so I am saying like, hey Hari, please come to Bangalore Whitefield. Okay, I'm not going to give my complete address, right? So that is what we call it as a abstract. Okay, abstract means we are giving a high level view, not the complete definition. For example, we take your flat, you are telling like I have 2 BHK. 2 BHK means what? You will be having by default the kitchen will be there, one washroom will be there, 2 bedroom will be there, one hall will be there. Okay, we are not giving my bedroom size is 10 by 10. My kitchen size is 6 by 7. My bathroom size is 4 by 4. I'm not giving anything. I am telling I have 2 BHK. And even I'm not telling I have kitchen, I have washroom and all. Okay. I'm just telling my high level and encapsulation. As I told you, in your home, right? You have a Wi-Fi, right? So that Wi-Fi is will work only for you unless you give access to somebody else's house. Right? That is called encapsulation. It's high level. When we write a program, we'll come to know. Right? So class. So we are getting into the deep dive. Like what is a class and object? Okay. So class is a blueprint. What in by blueprint? I was talking about the flat, right? So here it has a flat. Okay, and set of instructions. I have a field and method. I was telling like I have a living room. In that living room, I have a TV, right? So living room is there and then TV is there. Right? So I'm giving specific information about my class that is called the blueprint. Okay, so that I will check like in the hall only I can access my TV. If I go to bedroom, I cannot have access to my TV. Right? So that's how we'll define a class. So how do you access that particular class? When you have a key, right? So object is an instance of class. So using the instance only, I can access the class and its associated attributes. Okay. So class name is there, and then this is my object. Okay. New class name. Okay. 101. Sophia employee new 101. right? So I am creating an object where I can get the access. Okay. So that is how I will be creating a class. For example, you see here how we can write a so bank B is there, B equal to new SBA. Okay. So I have created, don't get confused. I'm just creating an object. B is an object, bank is a class. Okay. Bank is a class. Within that, I'll be having something like how what is the interest rate and all, right? So that I am going to access it. Okay. That is what we call it as a class and object. So class is a blueprint prototype that defines our variable and method, right? Variable and the method. Variable, we are talking about your account number. Method, we are talking about your bank balance. Okay. In the bank balance, you pass your account number, you will be able to get your balance, the balance. Okay. So that's what we call it as an object, variable, and method. Okay. So understand the concept of Java class and object. Like an example, see here, for example, you need various information about a dog, right? What is the breed of the dog, whether age, size, etc. That is what we are going to see. For example, here, what are the characteristics of a particular dog? It is a breed. What is the breed? Whether it is Pomeranian or whatever. What is the size? What is the age, 4 or 5? What is the color? Whether it is white or brown or black, right? Action, right? It can eat, sleep, sit, run. Okay. So this is characteristics. Okay. While talking about bank balance, we are talking about your account number. And in the account number, whether it is a savings account or checking account or current account or whatever. What is the common action? Your withdrawal or deposit. Right? That is your action. Okay. So hope you understand the difference between characteristics and action. So characteristics is nothing but your variable, right? For example, you are a human being. What is your height, weight, and everything? It's your characteristics. What is your action? When, what time you will wake up, what time you will run, what time you will listen, what time you will join this particular class, right? All those things, whether you want to be a Java full stack developer or a .NET full stack developer. Okay. So characteristics is different and action is different. Okay. So using your object, I'm going to access both characteristics and actions. The characteristics will be part of action. That also you have to understand it. Okay. Using this action, I am going to access the characteristics of the particular dog. This is a example, minimum number. Okay. This is a class I have written. Okay. In this, I have three different variables, A, B, C. Okay. A has variable, value 11, B has 3, 6, right? And then I am having a function, okay, or method where I have to find out what is the minimum value out of these two values, right? So I am passing this value to this particular function to understand what is the value, whether which one is minimum or maximum. Okay, so that is what we are talking about here. So characteristics is nothing but your A and B. Okay, your common action is about minimum function. Which one is minimum? Okay, here I can say like your account number, and here I can say like what is your balance. Account number of Sophia, what is our balance? Instead of Sophia, if I pass Dinesh, then I am getting the balance of bank balance of Dinesh, not Sophia. So here I am passing Sophia or Dinesh. Here I am passing a general function to check my balance. Okay, so that is what we are talking about here. Characteristics and action. Is it clear right now? Okay, account number we are passing, but I will be able to get Sophia balance or Dinesh balance or Lokesh balance. Okay. Account number is dynamic, but the balance checking is common. I'm passing my account number, could be anybody's account number, and get the balance. Okay. I'm not going to write a balance for separate balance calculation for Sophia or Dinesh or Lokesh. That is common one. Only the account number is going to change. The characteristics remain, differs, but the behavior remains the action remains the same. Okay. So this has been given in this pictorial representation. So here you see different ways, like what are the things we can talk about. Maybe one of the breed is something different, size is different, small, large, age is different, the color is different, right? So everything is different here, right? So we are talking about different data members. Dog is the same, our data members are constant, right? But the input value is different. Each and every data member value are different, right? It could be large or small or medium. What is the age is different, right? Color is different, that and all the data members. Okay. Methods are same. The action for all the dogs are same. Okay. But characteristics is different, right? A person who is going to give a training might be from North India or South India. Even from South India, it could be from Kerala or Tamil Nadu or Andhra, right? So all those things are different. But the way I'm going to communicate, the language is single, that is English. Okay. I might be from Andhra or Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Karnataka. But the way I'm going to communicate to you to run through the session is only one, that is English. And the language I'm going to train you people is Java. Right? So that is what the example here we have given here. Okay. So we have a class dog. Okay. These are the breed, age, color, and everything is there. Okay. So I am hard coding some of the value. So the dog is a class. I am creating an object Maltese, right? And I am going to using this particular object. Hey, this is a class, this is object. Using this object, I am going to access this instance variable, right? So I am setting this value, right? I am saying like a lady has joined, her name is Sophia. Her age is 21. Okay. She belongs to Andhra. She is white in color. Right? I am telling everything about her. Okay. And then I'm getting the information after setting the value. I am printing using this object. I am printing all the values. So there is a method. So this is about your characteristics. This is about the method behavior. Okay. Using get info, I'm going to access this variable data. Okay. What I am doing, Maltese dot get info. So Maltese is the object. Dot get info is the method. So the get info, it is going to access this particular class variables. Okay. So I'll say like get the age, color, and everything of this particular tag. It will get it and then print it over here. This is our simple object-oriented programming language program. Okay. So here, maybe that is in PPT. Here you will see exactly how the class is there. Okay. So you see here, this code is here, this code is here, this code is here. So the entire class dog is here. Okay. When you double click on it, you will know how the blocking is there, how the code block are there. Okay. So this is our public static void main. I am creating this object here for this particular dog to access this characteristics. Okay, and this is my behavior. Okay, I am accessing my characteristics through this behavior. Please get my information about this particular dog, right? Without creating an instance, I cannot access this instance variable. Okay. Maybe instead of this, I can do one more thing also, right? Instead of creating, I can directly access, I'll say like Maltese dot color, right? I don't want to see the, so right now what will be my answer? I'll get only the color, not the entire thing. So I'm going to use this object and get only the color, not the entire data. I'm not going for the entire behavior. I'm just looking for my characteristics. Okay. If I want, I mean, as I said, in a flat, I want to get the details of master bedroom, kitchen and everything. That's why I'm getting into this. Okay. So depends on what is your expectation. We'll keep on changing our coding here. So what are the OOPS concepts? So we saw about what is an object and the class. How do you access the variable members, methods, right? So why we are having a method? I want to access my characteristics. I want to do the interest calculation. I want to calculate the interest for Dinesh. He could be minor or major or senior or whatever, right? So depends on Sophia might be minor less than 16. Dinesh might be could be 25. Lokesh could be around 30. So depends on their age factor. The interest rate may be different. Maybe for Sophia it is 5%. For Dinesh it is 7%. For Lokesh it is 8%. Right? So depends on their age factor. The interest rate is going to calculate. Right? So using that particular age factor, I'm going to pass my age and then dynamically get the interest. Okay. So what are the major concepts of hoops or pillars? Okay. This is an interview question. So what are the major concepts? It's about the abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. On high level, we can add this concept also, class and object. Okay, so class and object are the core. On top of it, using the class and object, we have this pillars, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. Each and every concept will deep dive and see like what kind of program we can write. Okay, so why we have these different concepts? It reduces the complexity of the program. Okay, it reduces the legacy. It reduces the burden of maintenance. I don't need to rewrite the code and again. And I have the security, right? As I told you, within my flat, I will have my Wi-Fi access. If I move out of that particular flat, I don't have access to my Wi-Fi. Okay. It's not because of the bandwidth. It's about the access. I have the password protected, right? And if I have the key only, I can access my room. Without key, I cannot access, right? So that those are the ways we are going to use this OOPS concept. We'll see each and everything. What is an abstraction? Okay. So as I said, abstract means I'm giving an abstract, not the entire definition. I told my friend, if you are coming from America, come to Bangalore Whitefield. That's it. I did not say anything like this is my address. My address is Sumudra, is my apartment. My location is this one. My flat is this one. I'm not giving anything. Okay, I'm telling come to Whitefield, Bangalore. That's it. That is an abstract. Okay. So what is an encapsulation? Encapsulation is a mechanism. This is also one more interview question. Okay. Simply you can say like wrapping and hiding of data. Okay, that is called encapsulation. So this concept, right? So here you see wrapping and hiding of data, right? So the data members are wrapped with this method and hidden to this particular class. Whether I have to give this access outside of this class or not, it is up to me, right? So if I give access, depends on that, the other people is going to get it. Okay. So simple term, wrapping and hiding of data. That is called encapsulation. Allow us to bind the data and function of a class. So data is what your data member function into this particular entity. It protects data and function from outside interference and misuse. As I said, if you have the key, you can access your bedroom or hall. If you don't have key, you cannot access. That is called your security. That is called your encapsulation. Wrapping and hiding of data. Hiding your data member by using this method within that particular class. Okay. What is inheritance? Inherit, allow us to inherit or acquire the properties of existing class. Right? So as I said, you can acquire your ancestor behavior, your father's behavior, right? Then you know, like, for example, how your father walks, right? How your father talks, how your father hair is there. Same thing, your hair also will be there, whether it is black in color or long hair or whatever. Depends on your father or mother, you will be having the same kind of properties. Okay, so that is called even inheritance. It will not be like everything will inherited to you, some part of it depends on your genetics. Okay, so that is what here we call it as an inheritance person. Okay, so person could be employee or customer. If it is an employee, he could be manager or developer. And then the polymorphism concept. Okay, so we have two different words, poly and morph. Poly means by default it is many. Morph means multiple forms, right? So we are talking about a person. The person could be employee or a father or husband. For example, you take your employee in a particular organization. The employee could be female or male. Okay, so that is called your polymorphism. And below than that, you will be having multiple attributes. Okay, so the developer have to create clean, sensible code, readable code. That is what we call it as a polymorphism. Okay, so these are basic concepts. Encapsulation is nothing but wrapping and hiding of data. Inheritance is about acquiring the properties of existing class. Okay, polymorphism means one interface, multiple method. So these are all interview questions. Just note it down. Wrapping and hiding of data is encapsulation. Acquiring the properties of an existing class is inheritance. One interface, multiple method is polymorphism. Okay, simple terms. You don't need to run through everything. Whatever I said, you have to note it down. Okay, so we have different OOPS concept, right? So abstraction, we have abstract class, abstract method, interface, right? And you have class or interface, access modifiers. So as I said, like how access is there, right? Default, public, private, protected, all those things we are talking about the access, like within a house, whether you have access to the living room or whatever. Right? These are all the concepts. It is clubbed in a single pictorial representation. We'll see each and every concept in the coding part. Encapsulation we discussed. And we saw with one example also. But we'll see more. Polymorphism we are going to see. What is a compile time, runtime polymorphism? What is inheritance? What are the different types of inheritance concept are there? How we are going to use these entire concepts in our programming language.